breath hold, 'cause I can't move on till I let go. Swear I won't forget this, why do I regret this? In my mind reckless, thoughts are feeling endless. Sitting up, I'm breathless, anxiety's infectious. I feel so defenseless, betrayed and embarrassed. I hate being open, I hate being broken. I feel like an ocean filled up with emotion. Anger ain't a potion, rub it on like lotion. I can feel it soaking, reopen, the scars have awoken. I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold, 'cause I can't move on till I let go. I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold, 'cause I can't move on till I let go. I need time to heal, I can't steer the wheel, 'cause this drive it kills, and it gives me chills. A nice road it feels, I slip off the peel, and crash all the steel. Will I ever heal? I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold, 'cause I can't move on till I let go. I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold, 'cause I can't move on till I let go. Swear I won't forget this, why do I regret this? In my mind reckless, thoughts are feeling endless. Sitting up, I'm breathless, anxiety's infectious. I feel so defenseless, betrayed and embarrassed. I hate being open, I hate being broken. I feel like an ocean filled up with emotion. Anger ain't a potion, rub it on like lotion. I can feel it soaking, reopen, the scars have awoken. I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold, 'cause I can't move on till I let go. I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold, 'cause I can't move on till I let go. I'm just lost to feel. I need time to heal. I can't steer the wheel, cause this driving kills, and it gives me chills. A nice road it feels. I slip off the peel and crash all the steel. Will I ever heal? I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. Cause I can't move on till I let go. I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. Cause I can't move on till I let go. Swear I won't forget this, why do I regret this? In my mind reckless, thoughts are feeling endless. Sitting up I'm breathless, anxiety's infectious. I feel so defenseless, betrayed and embarrassed. I hate being open, I hate being broken. I feel like an ocean filled up with emotion. Anger ain't a potion, rub it on like lotion. I can feel it soaking, reopen, the scars have awoken. I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. Cause I can't move on till I let go. I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. Cause I can't move on till I let go. The pain makes it real, I don't wanna feel, I just wanna kill the bad thoughts and steal a good thought and meal. I'm just lost, I feel, I'm just lost, I feel. I need time to heal, I can't steer the wheel, cause this driving kills, and it gives me chills. A nice road it feels, I slip off the peel and crash all the steel. Will I ever heal? I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. Cause I can't move on till I let go. I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. Cause I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong. Swear I won't forget this, why do I regret this? In my mind reckless, thoughts are feeling endless. Sitting up, I'm breathless, anxiety's infectious. I feel so defenseless, betrayed and embarrassed. I hate being open, I hate being broken. I feel like an ocean filled up with emotion. Anger ain't a potion, rub it on like lotion. I can feel it soaking, reopen, the scars have awoken. I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. Cause I can't move on till I let go. I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. Cause I can't move on till I let go. Till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. Cause I can't move on till I let go. I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. Cause I can't move on till I let go. Swear I won't forget this, why do I regret this? In my mind reckless, thoughts are feeling endless. Sitting up, I'm breathless, anxiety's infectious. I feel so defenseless, betrayed and embarrassed. I hate being open, I hate being broken. I feel like an ocean filled up with emotion. Anger ain't a potion, rub it on like lotion. I can feel it soaking, reopen, the scars have awoken. I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. Cause I can't move on till I let go. I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost.
Is my mic working now? It is working now. Nice. What's up, everybody? For some reason, my Yeti need to be unplugged and plugged back in. Because, you know, technology. What's up? How's everybody's seasons going? What are we, week 2, week 3? Who's got the best teams in the chat? Who's claiming it? Week 1 for NACC, is this the pre-placement week, or is this the actual first week after those placements? For what is that week called? What do they call that? This is real week 1. Nice. I just want to say it's placement, but there's a different word. Activation. There you go. Activation week. It's a cooler name. I just can never remember it. Nice. Nice. I just had my last long run of my marathon training. I ran 18 miles yesterday. Kept a good pace. Feeling good. I got to go out and run probably 6 miles today, so we will cut off at an hour because then I got to go run and then I got to come back, and we have our gold rosters playing Rocket League tonight for Nash. Whew. Cool. QQ. QQ. Anything else? Anyone doing anything cool? I saw Hector ask, is the spice coming today? I don't know if there was a ton of spice this week. I mean, I can bring spice, but I feel like with spice, I need to stop. I shouldn't force the spice. It should be a reaction, you know? And there's nothing to react to. It was a slower week, thank God. Yeah. Yeah, just crushing life. Let's see. Whew, yeah, I've been crushing life. If you want to follow my fitness journey, see the updates on runs, see the updates on weight stuff, it's all on my Instagram. Basically, I've got my fitness stuff on Instagram and my photo stuff on Instagram, and then Twitter's photo stuff and collegiate esports. I told some people that the month leading up to my marathon, which is in 2 weeks, that my goal was to lose 10 more pounds, and everyone said I was crazy. I was like, that's just like 2 pounds a week, which is healthy weight loss. And with 2 weeks to go, I am 7.6 pounds down. So we vibing hardcore. Spice can be how poorly categorized scholar awards are. Hey, so I did do a like a reaction episode on Friday about scholar awards, but I understand that was a different time, different day. I don't even know what the viewers was like. So we can walk over some of that stuff. I do have scholar awards on my schedule, so you need the inspo to bring the spice. Yes, I do. DreamHack quals happen for Valorant. Still another weekend for it. Nice. I did see, I think all I saw so far was Fisher and Blinn and Bryant and Stratton were three of the qualifiers. Three of the qualifying teams. I think there's one more team. That's exciting. I heard from my photo lead for DreamHack. They're starting to planning for Atlanta and asked if I was available. And I said yes. So we'll see if that comes through. Would love to keep going to the DreamHacks as a photographer. And yeah, I can talk. We'll talk through a little bit on the Scholar Awards. There's a little bit of an update that wasn't on my previous show anyway, so that would be good. I'm trying to attend DreamHack. I highly recommend it. Have you ever been to a DreamHack, Lugnuts? If you have, we've probably seen each other, and I'm just forgetting. But DreamHack for me is like so chaotic. You haven't? Okay. I highly recommend going to one. Atlanta's a good one because Atlanta or Dallas are both good ones because they're relatively cheap to get to and to go to. Yeah, you'll be there for Val. Yeah, I saw that. Congrats. That'll be awesome. I'm excited to see what activation they have for that event. If it's on a stage or if it's like in the free play area, it can make a big difference on the type of experience it is. I mean, it's still cool going to DreamHack. But yeah, that'll be different. That's what I'm curious on. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like there's some instances and sometimes you just never know. But like for NACE National Championship 2019, when we went with Rocket League, like it was in free play in a back corner, but then like AVGL was running stuff like League of Legends and it was on like a big stage. CRL Worlds was obviously on a big stage. a lot bigger this past year. But yeah, it's hard to know. Any stage is amazing, but I get if it's not. Yeah, it honestly what it is usually DreamHack. I don't know who's running that event, but DreamHack will like rent out space to the third party if it's a third party TO, and renting a stage is really expensive. But if DreamHack is the people putting it on, or like they're partnering with someone, there's a much higher chance that it would be on a stage. If it's run by a developer who already has stage space, that's a different thing as well. Early toss. Yeah, I haven't seen you in a hot minute. I'm glad you get to watch too. Yeah, I used to go to every DreamHack for Hearthstone, and we had a big screen to watch it on, but our like stage was like two PCs across from each other. Yeah. Hearthstone, from my understanding of like other DreamHacks, has been a pretty small activation. But who knows? I mean, it's cool anyway to like bring students to a DreamHack. It's different. It was different each one. Yeah, the same thing goes with like every game title. Like even Smash. Sometimes it's like when it was in Anaheim right before COVID. It was like small, nothing downstairs in the basement. But then like the next DreamHack, it was a massive presence, and some of that has to do with like prize pool and like what other Smash events are happening. But even like there was an RLCS tournament, my first DreamHack, and it was at a small stage. And then like obviously this last one, was it in Anaheim was it Dallas where there was a major? It wasn't Dallas. It was San Diego, and it was a major within it. Was it San Diego? Yeah, it had to be. Austin, it was a big stage. You would play like CSGO match on, then DH Sweden, it was all in one area upstairs away from everything. Yeah, it's so weird how that changes sometimes. So my first section of my show, I'm playing around with the branding and the thought process, and it might vary by week, but this week it's going to be called the TLDL, aka the timeline download of like just quick stuff that I saw on the timeline on Twitter that we can look through. Couple of quick things that I wanted to throw out. First one I have on here was the NASCAR thing. If you didn't see this morning, one of the racers at UNC Charlotte, who has like probably arguably the best sim racing team in the country. He qualified for some major tournament with eNASCAR for the pro scene. And he needed to get excused from midterms, and the president of NASCAR wrote a letter to him and his professors. I retweeted it and said, can you imagine being a professor and getting a letter like this from the president of NASCAR? I think it's pretty cool. Humorous and cool. Good luck to him, Garrett Lowe. I know he competes in, I believe he competes in iRacing within NACE too. But yeah, good luck to him. And it was a really cool little thing there. Karen Ruggles on Voice Board of Directors is a big W. I did see that tweet as well. Although I didn't think that was necessarily new. Is that actually like announced today? I thought I've seen her listed as a board member for a while. Yeah, shout out W. Garrett. I just saw it. Where did it go? There it is. We had a letter from our president to excuse students for matches that I sent a couple times. That's cool. I mean, a letter from your president is cool. I mean, that's pretty legit. When we were under athletics, like the athletic director or the assistant AD would just write a letter and sign it. It's a lot more common, I think, in athletics. And then I know Hispanic Phenom reached out to me and said like, hey, we've gotten like our vice chancellor to write letters. Also cool. I mean, it's normal for athletic departments to write those types of letters, but like it's totally different if like the president of NASCAR is sending that letter. Like that's very, very different and super cool. In my opinion, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, seeing that type of support internally is super awesome as well, especially for like a club who didn't have that support. But yeah, we can mention this. Voice announced a new board member. I didn't think this was new, but maybe this is like first announcement of it, and it's like it's a month old or something. I don't know. But yeah, I did see this tweet today. Karen is a freaking rock star. If there's anyone in collegiate that I'm like starstruck by or like nervous to interact with, it's Karen. She's incredibly intelligent. She is a computer science professor and has been for a couple years there. And then she's been running the program over there. Super awesome. Every time I hear Karen speak, it's crazy. Just so smart. Shout out to her for being picked. Voice picking up a good one there. It's a good decision. Me just calling professors, and they are really, I had no idea he was a part of esports, and then they want me to explain the program. I think that's a great interaction. I think educating professors on that stuff is so important. And my guess is that most professors would be like super interested in it, and as opposed to angry that they're being asked to skip class. But I'm sure that happens as well as with some professors. I love when they want to know more. Absolutely. That's super awesome. Next thing I wanted to put out was Esports Summit is a summit that Ghost Gaming and one of their leaders put on every year. It's the Thursday before DreamHack Atlanta. Features a bunch of panels, and it's at the Ghost Gaming headquarters. I went last year. It was pretty cool. It was a good networking opportunity. A lot of it more focuses on the business side and Atlanta folks versus national. But if you're in town prior to DreamHack, or you think you can go a little early, it's a good event to try to get into. Todd Harris also puts it, is the point person who puts that on. And I believe they do special pricing for people in education. So actually, I didn't even look. Esports Summit, $200. If you go today, that's pretty reasonable. And this is one of those events that, like, if you have a budget as a program, or if you have budget from like for professional development, and you can make it work, would recommend thinking about it. And I believe you get a 3-day pass to DreamHack within that price. So like if you're planning on going to DreamHack and can go the extra day, it's 100% worth going. Or 100% worth grabbing this, because I believe tickets to DreamHack are like $200. Actually, now I'm curious. DreamHack Atlanta tickets. 3-day pass is $89, so it is a little cheaper, but if you can afford the $100, would recommend picking that up. Early bird pass, I don't know when early bird ends. Doesn't say. Sale ends September 30th. Oh, it's like 5 days. Well, if you need a couple extra days or whatever, reach out to Todd. See if you can get that extended. I know he's a huge supporter of Scholastic. Yeah, and NASEF is partnering with them. They usually do. That's why they tweeted it out. Next thing here I've got on my list is just an idea of like something to acknowledge is like some new sponsors I just saw today, kind of appearing on the timeline. This event announced by eRena, which I believe is owned by eFuse. It's where College COD, College Carball, and CCA will eventually live. I don't know if they live there now. I know CRL already used Start.gg again, but I believe this is the platform that eFuse created. They tweeted out a new event coming up. I don't think this is only Scholastic, but partnership with Xbox, but sponsored by Kroger. Yeah, they're one and the same. Yeah, I think yes. Yeah, so eRena is owned by eFuse, but Kroger, That's a new sponsorship. I haven't seen a Kroger sponsored event before, which is super cool. Another one I saw was NASEF actually tweeted out that they partnered with NRG and Carvana. So NRG and Carvana are putting on an event called a Combine in partnership with NASEF. It sounds like high school seniors submit some hype videos, show off some skills, and then they can earn a scholarship. I think it's a 1-year NRG content creator contract, signing bonus with NRG. That's pretty cool. Again, Carvana. I don't think I've seen a Carvana sponsorship, although they've probably done something. But just some cool new companies that I hadn't seen before sponsoring esports. Non-endemic brands, which is exciting. If you don't know, endemic brands is like a term to describe companies that are directly in the space or provide something that the space uses, like peripherals, like your Logitech's Corsairs. That would be an endemic brand. Your non-endemic brands would be other ones, such as your like a Budweiser or Carvana or Kroger. So in those non-endemic brands, getting into esports is a very good sign of potential health in life in the space. So shout out to that. The next thing I want to talk about on the agenda is a quick overview on the CRL qualifiers. So first weekend of CRL qualifiers were this past weekend. The next round is this coming weekend, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. I think it's next weekend. But shout out to some of the streamers and casters who put on some productions of matches. CRL has some weird rules when it comes to streaming matches, so some schools and teams aren't allowed to do it unless they ask for permission before. But some of these creators actually streamed some of the marquee matchups and good matches, including Bass from the Past, which I actually tuned into the Fisher Davenport lower bracket final. He did a great job in covering it. Production value was good, but he just overall, if you want to follow Collegiate Rocket League and want to know more about what's happening at that level, give him a follow on Twitter. He's the one who is doing the weekly CRL show that I mentioned a couple weeks ago. I believe it's every Friday. They're doing a talk show about CRL, and he posted the full list of CRL teams that qualified. He said the biggest upset by far was KSU over Ball State, but other than that, mostly standard stuff. A couple of these schools I haven't even really seen before. I'm not sure who LCU is. University of Louisiana of Lafayette. I've heard of that school, but haven't seen them doing a ton of stuff. This is your West Conference qualifiers. Shout out OCU. They've been playing Collegiate Rocket League for 5 years, and this is their first time getting into CRL. That's a huge accomplishment. I've never had a team in CRL. That's awesome. Maryville, first year with CRL team, qualifies. Historically, the West has definitely been the weaker conference, although I don't know if that's going to be the same case this year or not. We'll see. Kennesaw State, shout out to them. They are a supported club, but I would not put them at the varsity level, but they continue to have some dominating teams in different games. They are in the Peach Belt Conference, so I'm very familiar with competing against them when I was at Florida Southern. The rest of them here, Fisher, this is Fisher's first team. Fisher's second team was one match away from qualifying. I assume they're going to qualify next week. They lost to Akron Zips Blue. Ole Miss, good team. We knew that they were going to come. Both Northwood teams, no surprise there. Western Virginia, St. Clair, none of those are surprises. Shout out to everybody who qualified for CRL week 1. Now, week 2 is usually more exciting because these teams aren't playing, and you have that much of a better chance. So good luck to everybody who's competing in that. Extra good luck to my brother over at Davenport. They finished third behind Fisher's B team and Akron, and had a good run. They beat Fisher's B team in the winners bracket and then lost to them in the lower. But good luck to them. What else do I have on CRL? I don't have anything else on CRL besides good luck this weekend. That's exciting. Shifting gears, I'm going to swap these around here. Since I talked about the developer league, let's talk about CVAL signups again. All right, last time we talked about CVAL signups, there was one team signed up, and fall registration ends October 8th, which is in 14 days. A lot of people guessed a lot more than one, and I'm here to update you that there are now 8 teams. Actually, one was added in the last hour. 8 teams signed up for CVAL for the fall. We got 2 weeks, people. I'm telling you, we talked about this. There are added requirements for your team to get registered in these leagues, like getting a signed thing from their registrar. So please start this now. And this is going to be even more of an important message for my CLOL folks, okay? And you want to know why? Is because CLOL registration, if I can get it up on the screen here, CLOL registration ends in 4 days. CLOL fall warm-up, which should be a big event. It's like the developer fall thing. Should be a big event. It closes in 4 days, the 29th. And there are exactly 7 teams signed up. So CLOL is going to be either a massive flop or a massive headache. I've been talking about this for a week now. It's going to happen. I'm going to tell you what right now. Either they're going to push back registrations and be like, hey, we're extending registration another week, or there's going to be like no one in this tournament. Yeah, massive headache. I believe it's a massive I think it's going to be a massive headache. If GG Tech isn't already talking about extending the deadline, they are only shooting themselves in the foot. But if you have a CLOL team or a League of Legends team that's going to compete in fall warm-up, please start registering. I can't. I'm just trying to help y'all out here. Okay? So do that. Registration closes technically the 29th. They haven't extended it. I would encourage that they do, but first matches for that start not this weekend, but next weekend. So really, they can't extend it more than a couple days. So please, CLOL people, start signing up. If you need the links to those, I think they're on somewhere, Twitter, but it's universityesports.us is the website that all of their competition is through. So what'd you miss? Sign up your CVAL and CLOL teams today if you're going to do that. And then congrats on finishing 3rd for CRL and your stuff. Good luck this weekend. Doing that today, good. People need to do that today. And we're going to be here next week saying we're either going to be talking about how much of a flop CLOL is, or like, okay, you have 24 hours to get this in. I'm baffled. I mean, I'm not super surprised, but like, it's usually not this bad when it comes to registration of collegiate events. Like, this is bad. All right, next topic on my agenda is Scholar Awards. Okay, so I talked, if you want to get the like raw reaction from me and discussion on each category, you can go on my YouTube. Actually, I want to verify that VOD has been put up. If it's not on my YouTube, it's on the VOD of this Twitch channel. I think I put it on my channel. Let's look. I think it's on my YouTube. Videos. Yes, it's on my YouTube. You can check it out on Coach Antor, my YouTube channel. The VOD is up there. Yeah, it was hard to register. Yeah, we've talked about that. It's very hard to register. There's additional steps for all teams for CVAL and CLOL. You have to go like get something signed by the registrar on campus, like, and that's why it's like really important to not wait till the last minute like we usually do. That's going to be just a massive headache for everybody. But Scholar Awards, if you want my true, semi-unfiltered, playing the political game a little bit, reactions on Scholar Awards, on here, I think, and my VODs on Twitch still too. But we got an update. So the Global Impact Award, Dylan, who is on the panel for that, for all of the awards, replied to it saying, hey, I don't want to be on this. And we knew, and I talked about how the panel had no say and had no idea who was going to be a finalist. It was chosen by someone or some other entity somewhere, those finalists. But Dylan said, hey, we decided as judges we wouldn't be nominated. I don't know if there's fully a ton of truth to that, because Clerky's also on the panel and was a finalist last year and is a finalist again this year. But Dylan has chosen to pull himself. After that tweet, the tweet announcing the finalists for Global Impact was actually deleted. It's no longer up. That award was also never posted on the website. We've gotten no communication, and the finalists have gotten no communication as to why that was deleted or when it will be reposted, if it will be. But kind of related to that is also a tweet we got from the CEO of Esports Awards, which, if you don't know, Esports Awards started the Scholars Awards and is running it. He said there will be a phase 2 of the Scholars in the next 2 weeks to add and complement our existing finalists and resolve any discrepancies. You can be involved in support in 2 ways: as a member of the steering committee without voting rights, as a member of the judging panel. This is a platform built for you and ran by you. Let's shape the future of collegiate. Banter, with Antor going to get that short list now? I don't know. I would love to go for the 3-time finalist, the back-to-back-to-back. But I don't know. My assumption, my hope is that we see an increase in the diversity of the finalists, with finalists being added who are diverse but also qualified. There are plenty of people and folks who could be finalists who are not just white dudes or just dudes in general. So that's what I would like personally. Will that happen? I don't know. I don't know what the reasoning was behind this tweet. But Lugnuts, I think I'm more upset that the Global Award wasn't represented in anything except a Twitter post, and that it was only one deleted. Yeah, I don't really know what the thought process or thinking is behind that, all of that. Both it not being on the website to vote on and also being deleted. I really don't know. Maybe they're just rethinking some of their finalists, and when I think that, like, I'm thinking like Dan and Dylan, who are both on the panel. I don't know. I would be very surprised if I don't think they would ever take away finalists on that award, except if those finalists asked to be removed. So they can't really totally rework it. I don't know. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I wish they would at least communicate with the finalists what their thinking is on that. But a couple things on this tweet. So what I'm getting from this is that they're going to be adding finalists. And how I feel about that is mixed. I think it's good to have more finalists. But like, if I'm a finalist or if someone else is a finalist that's added, like, I feel like it doesn't feel great. You know, you're like I was right on the edge, or like I'm the addition. You know, I mean, anyone who becomes a finalist is a positive. It just doesn't feel as great, you know. But maybe that's my overthinking self. If I were to become a finalist this second round, I'll just like overthink it and be like, I never deserve to be here. When that probably isn't the case for any finalist who would be added. But just, I don't know. It just feels weird. There are a couple discrepancies. There was a Logan Lewis that was nominated. They used a photo of a staff member at Akron. Everyone assumed it was in reference to that Logan Lewis, but then it came out that there's actually a student named Logan Lewis at a different institution that someone nominated to that award. So we don't really know if it was like which Logan Lewis they were talking about. That's a discrepancy. There's also a discrepancy where student leader of the year, there's like a Nikolai Shane, or Nikolai Shane. I think it's Nikolai Shane. But no one really knows who that is, but there is like a Nikolai that I know of, and then there's a Shane that I know of. A Nikita Shane, yes. No one knows who that is. I have not heard. But I know a Nikita from Shenandoah who would be awesome. And then I know Shane who runs the Rocket League team at Devonport who would be awesome. So it makes more sense that that's two different people. That's my assumption. What's your deal, bro? I don't know. What's your deal, bro? I'm just always this way. Mr. 69420. Cool name, bro. Where's my, it says show, yeah, okay. Sorry, band. That's crazy. Cool story. Thanks, man. All right, band. Woo woo, band hammer. Dude, Boise got 5 players and 2 student leaders of the year. 'Twas crazy. Nikita Shane. Is Nikita Shane? Yeah. Gotta love people on burners. Yeah. Who knows who it is? Maybe it's someone from the Esports Awards. Maybe it's someone from, I don't know, any other school that I have, I don't know, flamed on in the last year. Could be anyone. But I love it. It's another unique chatter for my stats and another viewer. Bring it on. Was it talked about what the differences are between institution, program, and teams of the year? We didn't talk about it. Do we know if those award, did they have a definition on there? Because I have my own thinking of what the differences are, but obviously I don't know if that's a thing. But what's interesting is that, so the process on the website, I will say this because I'm looking at it right now. The process on the website says shortlisting. The judging panel creates a shortlist for each category based on their own experience and voted on by the public. The shortlist typically, this did not occur. This shortlisting was done by someone other than the judging panel. So I'll tell you that right now. Like, I have verified with multiple members of the judging panel that they had no say. They didn't even meet prior to this shortlisting. The assumption is that they will vote on the finalists. But even like 2 on this thing just says the shortlist is voted on by the international community. That is not how the Esports Awards occurs. The Esports Awards, it's 75% is voted by the panel, 25% is the public. Does this mean that they're actually only going with public vote here? Because that would be interesting. That's what they did at CECC, and there's a lot of pushback on that. The winners will be announced. Yeah. Categories. Yeah, so there is some things in here. Now, was the definition looked at and then the nominations assessed based on these? I don't know. But the differences here. So team is supposed to be a specific team. And I think there's like, out of the category finalists, there's like 8 of them. Only like 1 says a team. The rest are say programs or schools, which is not meant to be the case. And even the Northwood one, Northwood argues it should be, I mean, they also think their Valorant team should be nominated because of how dominant they were this year globally. But the other schools, to my knowledge, don't even say a team name. So that's a problem. Program of the year, I think it's just like the program of the year. That one, yeah. Involved in collegiate esports, blah, 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 broadcast, other initiatives to push the space forward. Impacted the scene, solid performance, new ideas, improving standards, etc. Institution of the year, will have offered meaningful and impactful education to its students, offering value to both those who take courses and the wider collegiate gaming community. Achieved high levels of success while fostering a sustainable and professional community. For me, institution of the year is way beyond competition. It's an institution that could be providing education, like academic stuff, but also like is pushing the entirety of the industry in some way. And that's where I put, like, I think Boise State is a good finalist for that when we look at production. I think I nominated Ferris State, and I think it's from an academics perspective, but also the investment they've put into the brand new building, and just a lot of other support that was within my nomination. This is not an award, in my opinion, that's like, oh, they did the best competitively, put them out. But it could be this school did something brand new in terms of competition and creating their competitive program. That could be a good one. I think, that's where I look at Institution of the Year. You should join to be on the panel. I have applied. Okay, where's that tweet? That tweet's here. There's this application process of like, hey, you want to be on a scholars panel? I have filled this out 3 times in the last year, and I have heard nothing. So they can't, like, for all the crap I give, if they ever try to say, like, if you want it fixed, join, like, I have applied 3 times and have heard nothing. So, like, I'm trying. There's no one, I think there's only 2 of us who have been finalists for Collegiate Ambassador of the Year the past 2 years. Like, I've been in it, folks. I've been at the Esports Awards. Like, if there's anyone who, like, has an inside look of what it's like to be a finalist and, like, what should be changed from a finalist perspective, I'd argue that I'm one of them. I don't know. Michigan got Program of the Year nomination, yet we are a club with 0 funding. Yeah, so I talked a little bit about this on my my reaction episode, and like I don't want this to feel bad, and I appreciate you saying that, but like from my perspective, what I see is a business decision to create finalists that are grab the biggest schools you can with the biggest brands, make them the finalists, and then sprinkle in some programs or schools that actually would qualify to win these awards. And that's I mean, you just look at it. You have every D1 that has anything esports related, and then you throw in a lot of the schools that are actually like what I would consider Program of the Year material. Cosmetic appeal without consent. Yeah. And that kind of goes with a lot of this stuff. I mean, I think it's most prevalent in Program of the Year by far, but that's my thinking on it. And I get the business decision. Like, I understand it, and I can't argue against it, besides the fact that like a good awards should propel your event in years to come. Like good awards full of integrity that are actually like really based on who should win would propel your event forward to years to come. But I understand that you're like, hey, having a Michigan and a UT Austin as finalists is a big freaking deal when it comes to getting news coverage. So freaking noob Antor, stop trying to jump the line. I had to get them to use the proper logo and branding because they used the seal. Yeah, I saw the seal here and I couldn't think of, someone asked why did they use the seals, and I could not think of a reason besides if you use the Block M, a licensing company is much more likely to come after you. The seal is because it's trademarked, but I think the seals are trademarked too. They're just not like as important to a licensing company. Hey, thank you for the subscription. I appreciate you, noob. Okay, that's fine. It's the opposite. The seal is only for regents, so it was worse. Oh, okay. Well, for a big D1, it's worse. Now, you also have most of the folks running Scholars Awards are from Europe, so they do not have an understanding of what most of the landscape is when it comes to higher ed. And even I, who know, assumed that it would be easier to use the seal and avoid detection than using the Block M. The whole awards thing is dumb. Okay. I mean, I can't argue. I think there are positives to it. I think awards to me are important because it creates these conversations about best practices, and it also allows it allows the space to identify examples of people who are doing things the right way, so that others can then try to replicate what they're doing or do better. Even if the winner ends up being somebody that isn't doing everything right. I think every finalist is doing something right to get the attention they're getting. So I think everyone can learn something from every finalist, in my opinion. Learfield will make them understand all it takes is one cease letter. Yeah. Oh boy. Yikes. But yeah, the logo thing is so weird. And it will vary by school. So really what they should be doing is reaching out to every finalist. And what they should have done is like reached out to the finalists before and not said you're a finalist, but like said, hey, what logo should we use if you were to be a finalist? I don't know. Just a thought. Yeah. So editions coming next 2 weeks. This tweet was on the 22nd, which was Friday. And the tweet says in the next 2 weeks. And I mean, I've heard there are panelists who want to step down and leave being a panelist because it's so toxic and so frustrating. If they feel like they're not being heard. I'm here again saying I will be on the panel. I will help however you are willing to. Obviously, I hope they would listen to their panelists, that they're choosing the experts, quote unquote. But I mean, one of my biggest pet peeves is people complaining and not being willing to step in and help out. I am willing to step in and help. Yeah, we did talk about that a little bit, rating eating sugar. They just deleted the award from the timeline. Yeah, it'll still be there. Why is Adam Antor not a finalist for the year? You know, that's a great question. If I can win NACE League of Legends Coach of the Year as not being the league coach, technically, I think I could win Player of the Year without playing. But would you sign an NDA if they let you in? I don't think any of them have. I don't think any of the panelists were required to sign an NDA. I would say I would need a reason why I'm signing an NDA. If it's to not leak award winners or specific conversations or anything like that, like I'll sign that 100%. But like if I'm not allowed to talk about the process or how I like it would be fixed, or I would like it to be fixed, then I wouldn't, because we don't need more shadow figures working behind the scenes. So, and I've heard there are folks who are, every year this conversation happens where there's folks who are interested in starting their own awards. We don't need 7 different awards. We just need to get we need to get one that's decent. And every TO right now is kind of doing an awards of some kind. I know NACE does their awards. They're working on fixing their process. CECC does their awards, which is cool. I'm assuming NECC does some type of awards. And they all hit a different demographic and population. But what's cool about this is like esports awards is a pretty big deal, and they should be able to put on a pretty good product for the Scholars Awards. So like it would be great if they just like listened and did it, you know? Real talk, I think the awards honestly is a great idea, but it's never going to be executed well. Yeah, we'll see. I have hope that it will continue to get better. It would get so much better if they listen to the panelists and listen to the community. I think most of the feedback they're getting and they see on the timeline is the same they've been getting the last 2 years. And I think it can be fixed. It seems to me from an outsider's perspective that the Scholars Awards is their second priority behind the Esports Awards. It's not a huge moneymaker, especially year one. And it's kind of like, okay, what are the timelines we have to hit in order to put this on? And we're going to barely hit those. That's what I'm getting. EU programs frustrated still. I mean, to be honest, there were no finalists that were EU this year, which is very odd. When the panel is about 50% European. I mean, obviously we just talked about the panelists didn't get any say in it. But last year we had a lot of finalists. Like I would argue last year we had too many finalists from Europe, with too high a performance when it came to voting. And this year we have the exact opposite, where there's no one from outside the US or in Canada, which is not where we want to go either. We've seen it happen for pro level for multiple years. It still hasn't improved for them. Mustache of the year. Mustache of the year. RIP. I should have framed it. Should have kept it. I don't know. Why would it what'd you say? When it happened, seen it for the pro level for multiple years and still hasn't improved for them, why would it improve for more of those? I mean, I would argue that the pro scene, like, a lot of their awards are, I mean, I made this argument last year where if the majority of folks who are quote unquote leaders in the space are absolutely dumbfounded by who wins, that's a problem. And I'd argue in the pro scene, when we look at esports awards, like, no one is usually there's not a across the board feeling of being dumbfounded of who wins an award or who is even a finalist. Like, for the most part, it's like, yeah, I can see that happen. But we don't, the problem was worse at the college level. Pay $75K to get a plaque. Crypto Dubai Expo Awards. The Tempest Awards, which I'm speaking at EBS, and I don't know if it's owned by EBS or they're partnered, but Tempest Awards happen to those. Those are pay to play. Historically, they've given finalists nods to people who didn't pay to be more legitimate, but you can pay to be a finalist. You can pay to be like one of their, like, it's like future stars. They highlight like 4 or 5 people in the industry that are like their future bright stars, and those are all paid. Like, I could pay, I think it was like $800 to be one of them. And I think for finalists for like the esports program of the year, you just pay money. It's like, I want to say it was like $2,000 or something, maybe less than that. But those are the pay to play awards. And like, they're cool to go to an event, be a finalist, bring it back to your admins. But for the greater landscape, most of us know, like, these aren't legitimate. And then personally, like, I wouldn't view it as legitimate if I was a finalist in there. But I would use it to my advantage to get more support and excitement for my program. 100%. Sky, Adam Antor is my hero. I don't know why. Find another hero. Would not recommend. No, I appreciate it. I took 66 years for the Heisman to come out, and we are in year 7 or 8 or major competition. Yeah, we are for sure still early on. And it'll take some time. But that doesn't mean we can't try to push for improvement either. Because I mean, I don't know. It's so nice to be recognized for hard work you're doing. I mean, it equally sucks not to be recognized, but I don't know. I've been super reticent on leveraging local competition for whatever ego reason, but now I realize this year the value of being top in the state, even though OK has no other competitive programs for college esports. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, at every turn, I realize that there's going to be more and more regional competition, and then leverage anything you can claim and not look like an idiot, you know? Obviously, there are programs that come out and say, like, we're the first program in the state of Michigan. And you're like, no, there are 20 already established. That is something I do not recommend. But, like, if you're the best in Grand Rapids, push it. I don't know. If you're the best in St. Louis, like, yeah, use that with your admins. I don't know. I think it's cool. Every little bit helps create that narrative. What is Michigan? The greatest state in the union, especially right now. Leaves are changing, fall weather in the air, pumpkin spice lattes. You can smell them walking out the front door. Oh, so good. It is the best. Is that like Ohio? No. Oh, no. Oh, should I ban this? Ban? What? Narnia tier state. Okay. All right. What's next on my thing? Yeah, so just additions for Scholar Awards should be interesting. No, I won't ban. It's fine. Although, hurts. The last thing that I have on my agenda that I wanted to talk about was just a shout out to Chris Bilski from Michigan State and Riley Long from Grand Valley for putting on an event in downtown Grand Rapids. They did a Smash tournament this weekend at an event called Confluence Festival, which is like a celebration of like tech and stuff, and it happens during this like massive citywide art festival called Art Prize. So there's like thousands of people downtown, and they hosted this event, ran it, got a ton of news coverage. It was a good event in general, and just want to give them a shout out. But I haven't actually watched this this news story, but let's watch it real quick because I think it'll probably have a good overview of this this event. By the way, Mr. Professor in production, hey, I'm working on it, okay? I'm too busy figuring out my lectures for the week, let alone creating banter with Antor at a high professional level. You know, we do what we do what we can.
It continues gaining steam each year as more people gather to celebrate science, technology, engineering, the arts, and mathematics. Confluence Festival was back this weekend, bigger and better than before. Our Megan Vaselli explains why.
I think the main takeaway we'd like for people to have is how much activity there is in West Michigan around innovation, around all of these areas, art, music, science, and technology.
Confluence returned to the city of Grand Rapids Friday and Saturday for its third year.
We thought, you know, there's a lot of innovation happening around West Michigan.
Oh, there's Bilski and Riley in the background.
To bring that innovation down to the street level. So that's what we wanted Confluence to be, that platform for what's happening on esports to come together, what's happening on robotics to come together. So we have a lot of interesting areas that we continue every year, but we also introduce new areas every year.
From esports, robotics, and live music on the ground to a new focus in...
Yeah, so you get the deal. It was outside. They did touch grass. It did not rain. Big dub. Let me start this music again. Oops, sorry. Probably blasted everyone's ears. We got sunburnt. Crazy. Sunburnt, eardrum, bye-bye. Okay, it wasn't that bad. It didn't even peak. It was as loud as my voice has been. Question here. How do you ask people for the analytics on articles, news stories that cover your program? I have never done that. I think Cody might do that. Because Cody at Northwood, I'm assuming you can just email the like the news desk at whatever website it is. If it's someone else's third party website, or email the reporter, they might know. That's a good question and a good way to start thinking of things because that could drive an extra narrative. Those news sites might not share it. I don't know. But if it's a local news station, they probably would. Hispanic Phenom says, I just emailed the news source. There you go. Yeah, so on those websites, there's usually, you can find the reporter name, and then usually if you click them or find it at the bottom, it'll have their email. Or there's like a generic like news desk at. Those could be good places to start. They might have something else like public relations or like a marketing person listed on their staff. I don't know. Another good option there. But that's a good idea. Easier to reach out to the reporter directly. There you go. I've never done that. That's smart though. I have all the, now I would say like if you ever get interviewed, start a list of anything you've done interview wise, speaking wise, same thing. Awards you get, like I have a list on a document on my Google Drive with all of them. And even like Ferris, being in faculty, it's a lot more important, but like Ferris asked for part of that. And I just have, at this point, just a massive list of interviews I've done over the last 4 years. And some of them are just like one snippet quote from myself. Some of them are like a live interview in studio. Yeah, just start keeping track of those. Tweet at them and have your whole program all go like the tweet and they notice every time. That's fair. Yeah, anytime a local news station gets probably 50 likes on a tweet is probably they're probably freaking out. Resume their tournaments. I don't know why I don't do it yourself. Yeah, I would recommend doing it yourself. And also like as you start continuing kind of to develop your presence as a director or as a student, start working on a bio. There's so many times when I get asked for a bio so often, and I'm scrambling to find one or edit it. Like if you can come up with a simple bio, absolutely have that ready. and just have one on your Google Drive. Do you have like links to them in a document or what? Yes. I can actually show you it. Let me pull up what I have. Again, it's increasingly important for me as a faculty member, but this is what I have. So I have just a document. I have a couple sections I added: awards, honors, any awards that I've been a finalist for or won. This is not an external document, so like this is never going to be sent to someone directly, but this is all the information I need. Presentations given, the location and date, the event, and then the topic of whatever I spoke on. And this will include panels. I got to do all my DreamHack panels, but like even if you're on a panel, like put that, yeah. News interviews. So I have all the news interviews, and this will link. I have a link for every story. I put the news site, the article title, or the news article title, the date it was published, and then a link. Some of these might at some point not work anymore if Cheddar doesn't work anymore at some point, but I did this. That was a long time ago. Look, shoot. That was a cool one that I got put on Cheddar when they did esports, but that was a long time ago. That was Christmas break 2019 or 2020. Yeah. Oh yeah, Christmas break 2019. This is called a curriculum. Yes, a CV. Yes, eventually this will become my CV. Yeah. So TV, I have all my TVs here and links to them. At some point, like what I should do is figure out a way to download these and like have a screenshot of them. I think I started printing them as PDFs in case if they go down. But I have a link to all of them. And then I have a section for newspaper, written news interviews. And that even included interviews that I did for the school newspaper at Aquinas. And then I have podcast episodes with the link to Spotify. Use archive.org. Yeah, I got to work on that too. Plug in all your accomplishments and qualifications and ask. Yes, I have done that. Unfortunately, ChatGPT, when it saw I was a professor, thought I was a doctor, so called me doctor. And then also, like, ChatGPT would have a hard time determining what's the most important, I think, in some of those instances. So if you can, like, come up with a list of the most important things you want in your bio, you can do it. The other thing is, like, when people ask for bios, sometimes they're very drastically different in terms of the length they want as well. So I have nothing like this, and I perpetually feel unqualified. Seriously, you just need to start doing this and you'll realize, like, oh crap, I have done a lot more than I think I have. Yeah. Highly recommend. I got to go do that. How many news TVs I did in Charlotte. Yeah, absolutely. Have this all, and just having this list going will save a headache when at some point it's asked for. Yeah. Live content, Professor Antor. Yeah, this is my lecture for the day. This is your little tidbit. Your tip from Antor. Yeah. Please copy and paste in ChatGPT. Ask for a summary about yourself. Yeah. Yes. Recommend it. If you don't have you don't know where to start from a bio perspective, use ChatGPT. Start journaling in general. It's great in combating imposter syndrome. That's fair. Highly recommend. Is what he's asking. Yeah. I think, you would, this is also something I have to put together for Ferris for their accreditation as a faculty member. So that's also gotten me to like update this, since applying for the Ferris position. But yeah, highly recommend that. When do we get live streams during the runs? Oh gosh, it would be so nauseating because of the movement, but also like not attractive. Like not good. I did once do like updates every 2 miles and put it on my IG story, and like it didn't land. Like 1 or 2 people said they loved that content, but for the most part I don't think it was that well received. I also tend to just ramble, if you didn't didn't know that. So yeah. It would be cool to live stream some run. Could try it out. I also don't know, like, I'd have to look and watch what my my phone coverage is like when I'm running, because like when I'm running, like yesterday I ran 18 miles. I'm pretty sure I go through dead zones. Because I just run 9 miles north into farm fields, basically, on a trail, a paved trail, and then I run back. Do a rear cam of all people's faces that you smoke during a race. That would be hilarious. That would be cool. GoPro live with 360 face cam. Oh, like there's a guy on Instagram. He might be on TikTok too, that does the train stuff. That angle is so weird. But also I think a lot of times that's like, they like have it holding in their mouth, and I couldn't do that while running. But maybe there's another thing. He ignored our request. Oh, you want me to put it in now? Did you want me to put it in ChatGPT now? No, we're not going to do that. You can do that. John, I want a bike with the stream setup. That would be legit. Carry an entire Starling setup. Give your opponents a handicap. That's hilarious. Oh, here's a reminder. Chris Postel and Esports Foundry just put out the survey for the Trends in Collegiate Esports report. Go fill that out. You should get an email. If you have not gotten an email or a link, do that, please. This is my first time. I'm not doing it because I'm not a director, but do that, please. It's super valuable. And I think it's going to continue to be valuable for programs as they try to grow, try to start new programs, but also I think in aiding research going forward. So please do it. Highly recommend. All right. It's 5:01, which is 1 minute past when I said I would end. I need to go run 6 miles, which should be, what's 6 times? Should be 50. 6 times 8. Why can't I think of 6 times 8? Who's going to beat me to it? 6 times 8. 48 minutes. Goal will be 48 minutes. I might be a couple minutes after that, but I've been trying to keep my pacing at around 8 minutes. So gonna do that, and then I have to come back and get ready for Rocket League. 5:30 mile pace, bro. There's no way. Have you ever ran a 5:30 before? For more than a mile? I'm sure you've probably, there are people who've run 5:30 paces for a mile, but have you ran it for 18 plus miles? That sounds crazy. My PR from a 5K perspective is like a 6:46 mile pace. And the qualifier, or for Boston, to qualify for the Boston Marathon, you need a 6:52 pace over 26 miles. I am not going to hit that this time, but I'm going to try. Got like a 15-minute mile pace. Hey, you start somewhere. That's where, I started real slow. Bilski does it 3 times a week. Spartan diff. BS. Would love to see it. Would love to have a fellow runner in Grand Rapids. That'd be great. All right. I'm going to get going here, wrap things up. I really appreciate everyone stopping by. I appreciate the sub. Shout out. Thank you. And good luck this week. You calling Bilski a liar? No, for sure. Yeah, I am actually. He doesn't do that. I would know. Maybe he did it before he had a kid. Now there's no way he has time or the energy. But no, I really appreciate everyone stopping by. It means a lot. I really enjoy putting this on, even though I feel like I'd never have enough time to prepare properly. But if you see anything on the timeline or anything you want me to talk about, throw it in the Discord. Yeah, have a good rest of the week. Good luck. And enjoy the weather if you're in a place that has good weather right now. If you're not, sorry. Bye, everybody.